Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, welcome back to another high level best of 3. Today we have Drogo here in the top right spawning as the blue Protoss player against in the bottom left as our red Terran, the man known as the largest of all Gabriels. It is Big Gabe, HeroMarine, playing for Team Mouse Sports? Mouse Gaming? Mouse Esports? God, I can't remember their name. I never know if it's Mouse Gaming or not. Drogo, I don't actually know what team he's playing for currently. Maybe he's not playing for a team whatsoever. Anyway, quick scout here coming out of our Protoss player, who is opening up with a gateway on a non-walled position. It means that any type of proxy Reaper shenanigans that would have happened over here would have been a little bit harder to stop, but that's not the case, so no trouble here whatsoever for Drogo. A Barracks first opener out of HeroMarine, relatively standard single gas. HeroMarine is a player that kind of thrives in standard games, I would say. He's extremely consistent. And he is great. I think the biggest skill of the large Gabriel, the big Gabe as we know him, is actually being capable of getting a game back into a normal state. So a Protoss player will do something stupid. HeroMarine will look at that and say, okay, if I do X, Y, and Z in that order, the game will be back to where I like it to be. In a standard kind of little format. I know when my pushes will deal damage. I know when my drops can do something. He's also a player that's actually quite good at the army movement in Terran versus Pros in general. And I generally also like the overall build order choices that he has. We'll have to wait and see if that's going to be the case here as well. Because for starters, it's going to be a factory with a quick reactor. Against the Stargate. Now, this is one of these scenarios where this is a very risky build order out of HeroMarine. I'm just gonna say it. This is a risky build order for HeroMarine. The reason for that is because there's no scouting info that you can get with this build. It is a non-SCV scout, non-Reaper opener, which also, on top of that, reveals itself to your opponent very early, because the moment you use an adept scout, which is obviously what we're going to be seeing here out of our good friend PtitDrogo. Oh no, he's not scouting up the ramp. That's a mistake. Oh no, finish. No, don't cancel. Well, I guess you're allowed to cancel, or I mean, you're allowed to finish it if you want to. Yeah, he was supposed to cancel that, I think. I was gonna get hit by some of these Hellions. Does spot that it's Hellion from obviously a factory after Marine. Now we have to wait and see what actually is going to happen. So there's a couple of possible scenarios here. And none of these scenarios involve a third base, Drogo. I'm just going to have to say it one more time. None of these scenarios involve a third base, Drogo. Okay, thank God. It's just going to be a pylon over here. Hellions are trying to sneak by. Will not quite succeed at that. This Oracle is stuck in a weird position currently. 2 more mines are on the way. I actually wonder what this Oracle is gonna do. Will you just save it? Wait until the mine drop moves out? I wonder if, HeroMarine isn't even going to send all mines across the map. Keeps 2 mines at home. Kinda do like that. So it's going to be Oracle, Phoenix, Oracle. A solid setup. Third base at this point. Okay, now I don't mind it too much anymore. Actually, kind of dig it. In a weird way. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I do like that. That's cool. Don't forget, Drogo is not necessarily aware of the fact that there's a medevac with 2 mines here. Ooh, Big Ape's going for the bait. Weird bait. The bait hasn't worked so far. This is what fishing must be like, no? You're just waiting for your little thing to go under. And if it doesn't happen, you're just looking at the bait. Thinking about life. I can't believe people enjoy fishing. This is extremely boring. Alright. Maybe he's gonna fly in eventually, but so far this really seems to not have worked whatsoever. +1 on the way here for Big Ape. At the same time, though, none of these Oracles have really achieved anything on the other side of the map. But if you have 3 Oracles and a Phoenix, I am aware of the fact that it's possible that it's going to achieve something. So we see these bad boys flying across the map. There's a Cyclone, there's a mine. I mean, that's it's all fun and games until the triple Oracle squad flies in. Oop, there goes your... Ooh, big mine hit on that Phoenix. Actually pretty cute to tank that with the Phoenix initially. Now a couple of these Marines are also going to go down. Where's the Cyclone? Cyclone was heavily out of position. Now one Oracle will end up falling. Mine Drop heads in towards the main base. Drogo responds in time despite also having to pay attention to his Oracles. That means he's only going to be losing 1, maybe 2 workers. Poof, 2 workers go down. Oracle as well as the Phoenix get recalled. We have Forge as well as a Twilight Council. Huh. I actually do not mind this too much. This is a somewhat playable position here for Drogo. Not saying this is a good position, I'm just saying it's a playable position. One of the cool things about this as well is that by building 2 oracles, or building more than 1 oracle, you often delay the command center because, well, usually Terrans build turrets before the 3rd command center in case they get harassed when they're trying to move out. So you're either going to be delaying something, right? Because turrets need to be built. And it's always going to be the case if it's more than 2 oracles. Right now we have a cannon on the way. Blink +1. Ooh, we don't have enough gas mining over here. 4 gases as well. Are we going to see extra sentries being added in? No, we are going to see a cannon and a battery at the 3rd base as well. Drogo's worker count is higher than his opponents. Oh, look at this. This is the 2nd time. This is like having 2 fishing rods. Or well, 1 fishing rod, but changing the position, I guess. Putting a different, well, it's the same bait as well. Doesn't even work like that. This shark didn't bite the bait though. Neither did the Phoenix. Double Mine Drop is going to head in right now. We have, what is that, 3 force fields? 4 force fields available. Not going to do any damage whatsoever. Oh my god, the assimilator ate that shot. That is really sad there for HeroMarine. Has a 3rd command center, barracks 4 and 5 on the way as well. Hasn't really achieved much on this side of the map though. It's one of the things I do kind of want to admit. That really HeroMarine hasn't achieved, well, anything honestly. His 3rd CC is later. We now have a robotics facility on the way. This is an okay setup here for Drogo. It's not great, it's not terrible, it's just fine. A couple of workers are going to get taken out, which actually is somewhat nice. I think they got spotted by that stalker. No, yep, definitely did get spotted by that stalker. There's not that many... Oh my god, he's gonna go in. He's gonna go for it. He's actually gonna go for it, the madman. I can't believe that drop happened just now. Turrets are going to be planted down, I can only imagine. No? Yes? No? Maybe? I don't know. 11 workers going down at the same time though. HeroMarine not paying attention whatsoever to his 3rd base. He's going to lose a crap ton of workers. That means that his push is pretty much all in at this point. He now needs to deal a crap ton of damage. There is a couple of zealots. They do not have charge yet. I don't think that HeroMarine has enough. 21 workers have gone down against these oracles. Holy crap, that is terrible. I wasn't paying attention to that. Neither was HeroMarine. No turret on the 3rd base. No units defending against these oracles. How many workers have been killed? Oh, 22 total apparently. So... 21 in the past 30 seconds and 1 before that. Seems like the past 20 seconds have been a lot better for Drogo than the time before those 20 seconds. Now Drogo's on the map here. I don't like that too much because his opponent currently is all in. He isn't in an all in position. We have a drop heading with 4 mines towards the far left side. Do we have an armory yet? No, we do not. That means that these are just a very basic mine drop and they often don't do any damage. There's also a cannon there already, so they're definitely not going to be doing any big damage. Maybe they'll get like a couple of kills, but if Drogo responds somewhat okay, this should be fantastic. It actually should be fantastic. This is an interesting fight as well. Lots of stalkers are here. This marauder count is quite large, and even just having 1 or 2 zealots or adepts apparently really helps. This army gets completely blasted. Here comes the mine drop. Let's take a look at the first person of Drogo. Is he paying attention to his 3rd base? Is he checking on the minimap? Yes, he is. He's going to lose 1, 2, 2. Oh, 7 workers here. Couple more, 11 workers. That's actually big damage. And Drogo says, okay, I take big damage. You're going to take big damage. And he now starts moving in. This is another mine drop. Drogo pulls away just barely in time. It's 1 worker that gets taken out. This is so many stalkers. Where's HeroMarine's army? He still has a lot of supply, but he just doesn't have a lot of units. Blinks forward here. Good old Drogo with the forward blink. GG gets called. Takes out HeroMarine in game number 1 of this best of 3. The bottom left, we have the man with a 1-0 lead currently in this best of 3. It is, of course, Drogo. And in the top right, we have the biggest of Gabriels, Mr. HeroMarine. A red Terran player here. Ooh, not microing your SCV. I caught that, Big Gabe. I caught that. This guy. We can watch that again here. Look at that. We'll go back. Seeking. Hello. Back in time. Oh my god. We're going to go back all the way to the start. Look at that SCV. Rookie move. Is it this one? No. This one? No. I saw an SCV move somewhere where he didn't want to move. Look at this. Oh, no control on that SCV. Yeah. Very minor detail. Cost him about 3 minerals. But those 3 minerals might be important in the future. You never know. What if this is a late game scenario? And in order to build your command center, you need 3 more minerals. Then HeroMarine will be thinking back of this moment in time. Like, oh no, if only I had microed my SCV. Like good old Harstem told me to do. But yeah, in reality, it's not going to change anything. But it's nice to speculate on what could have happened, technically, theoretically. I once had a game where, in order to build 1 more unit, I needed 5 more minerals. And then I didn't have those 5 minerals, and I lost the game. Tough luck. Rough situation. Oh, there's not a lot of gas mining going on here, by the way. Wanna quickly say that. Double workers in gas now. I'm gonna see a core before Nexus. That's where this probe is rallied. Let's take a look at the timing of this core as well. It's always fun to see. 21, 23. 23 timing. No, 24. Ooh. He could have built it at 23, but he built it at 24 because he was slow. Now both players made a very minor error that will not matter in the grand scheme of things. But if it isn't for pointing out very minor errors, what truly is my purpose in life? I have none. 140. And we have no unit out yet. 146 is the timing where the first Marine would pop. We see Drogo kind of poking back in, being like, hey, do you want to come down with a Marine? Show me your face. Or is this going to be a Reaper? It is going to be a Reaper. Pylon gets built on the low ground. This seems to be barely in range for the quick warp-ins, but usually there's a gateway on this pylon anyway, so it doesn't matter. Even if it's just barely out of range for the quick warp-ins. And for the people that do not know, I have not been watching StarCraft full-time for the past 8 years. There's 2 types of pylons. You have the slow warp-in pylons and the quick warp-in pylons. If a pylon is within Nexus range, it warps in, I think, within 3 seconds. And if it's out of Nexus range, it warps a unit in 7 seconds or so. Now, a gateway has the same effect. So if a pylon is connected to a gateway, you also have a faster warp-in. That's what I was gonna say. This Reaper really hates nice architecture because pylons are just magnificent building. People never really talk about this, but it is a beautiful little thing. It's like a crystal, and you know these things floating around in opposite directions. Reaper gets killed. These are the protectors of high-level architecture. These adepts don't really care about much else, honestly. Beautiful stuff. Man, I really like the way adepts walk. Pretty fast. They also have claws on their feet, or they have 2 toes. I'm not quite sure how to explain this. Look at that. It's like double toes. Massive toes. Never really saw that before. Alright. We're here. As the Hellion is out. 2 SCVs are going to get taken out. Good start once again for Drogo, huh? If this adept doesn't die, well, it does die. So that hypothetical we can just throw in the trash can immediately. Not even going to finish that sentence. If it wouldn't have died, though, it would have been a fantastic start. That's what I was going to say, really. Oracle is on the way here, and it's going to hopefully kill a couple of workers. There is, however, a Cyclone already starting out. The Stargate has not been spotted quite yet. I really like this opener out of Drogo. It's very consistent with it as well over these past 2 games. It's going to move on with this little flyer unit. Maybe take... No, you could have killed that! Oh no, this Cyclone was so late. This Cyclone was so late. Ooh, that was a Hellion into Cyclone. It's always funny when a player responds kind of appropriately, but because the other player didn't, then the appropriate response is the incorrect one. So HeroMarine walked in with the Hellion, saw the Oracle, and wanted to run back with the Hellion because he expected Drogo to instantly react to the Hellion. But because that didn't happen, HeroMarine just wasted 3 seconds moving back and forth with a Hellion, to which Drogo hadn't responded quite yet. So sometimes in life you just need to pretend like your opponent isn't seeing anything. I think that is... it really does help. This is a Cyclone here. We have a couple of Marines out as well. This barracks is going to land on this tech lab. Should start stim. Triple Oracles are out. No Phoenix with this. This is a really cool start. I love this. Oh my god, that was bad target fire. I love that a lot less. Could micro that back individually. It's just going to die, no? Cyclone does have range here, yeah. I've flown too many oracles into this top right corner, like the absolute Top Gun lover that I am, with cool maneuvers. But every single time the Cyclone can just, it has the range to reach to the very far corner. And the actual correct way to do it is if you have 3 oracles, you pull 1 oracle back, and then the other 2 move forward, and they try to scare the Cyclone. That's the plan. And then he has to move out of least range. But yeah, if you just fly away from him, he's always going to get you here on this map. It's a fact of life. Just like it's a fact of life that I don't like this line base. But every other Protoss... Wait, how was that in range? What? That makes no sense. That's ridiculous. Every Protoss that isn't me takes this line base. I always take the triangle base. I like the triangle base. I wonder why no one else does that. Surely I'm not the wrong one. Usually when, 50 people agree on something and one person disagrees on the thing, you should always listen to the one person that disagrees with it. And I'm the person here that disagrees. I think the triangle base is sick. Like you have like force fields here. You can stop this ramp. It's easy to defend, blink into the main. It's a nice defensive setup, it really is. Oh. I feel like I'm screaming into the void here. Blink isn't quite done yet. There's a couple of sentries out right now, as Drogo has decided to start moving on the map. 2 oracles are flying in, but there's a turret. Turret starts firing, and a couple of workers are also going to get taken out. I really like this opener out of Drogo. I love it. I love the way he's playing. He seems to have a good plan. He's prepared his plan. The only problem is he has like no units. Wait, what's he doing? What? Hello? Why is our entire army out of position? No, Drogo! Our entire army out of position. Super battery gets activated. Lots of Marines here, but Marines aren't actually that... Marines aren't actually that good. That was an interesting blink forward. I would not endorse that blink if it was a political candidate, because that's not a very good blink. I still believe that Drogo gets an okay trade. Takes out a lot of units on the other side of the map as well. Man, these Oracle counterattacks are freaking crazy. I can't believe how good these Oracle counterattacks are. That's 2 Marines though. Might be able to take out an Oracle. Hello? Stim? 1, 2, 3. 5 HP on that Oracle. That's really close. Drogo in a fantastic spot here. Blink. That blinks the wrong one back. Must have been on cooldown or something. Oh man. This is a sick game. Phoenix on the way. I'm not quite sure for what, but I love it. I just like random Phoenixes being trickled into a real army. Phoenix are this kind of useless unit that, especially if they're alone, Phoenixes are like bullies. When bullies are alone, they're relatively weak. When they have like a group of idiots around them, they're kind of strong. And it's the same with Phoenixes. Phoenixes, when they have the other Phoenixes around them, like, they really are extremely annoying, but not even more than extremely annoying, They can never truly fight. They're the guys that have we used to have these in high school a lot, where it's like a plastic pipe of sorts, and you can put like a paper thing in there, and then you blow through it, and like a little rocket, it shoots out, and you can shoot it at the ceiling, or you can shoot it at your fellow students. That's kind of what the Phoenixes do as well. Like, it doesn't really hurt, but it's super annoying, and if 15 people do it at the same time, like, as a teacher, you'll go crazy, but also, if the other students do it to you, and you're a fellow student, you'll also go absolutely bonkers. It's the same with Phoenixes. If it's just one guy blowing these paper little things at you, it's not that bad, and you can just break his plastic pipe. So if 15 people, that's a real problem. So yeah, this guy, completely useless by himself. There is no purpose. You can spot an area, but it can't kill a medevac even if it spots it. It's like an observer that isn't invisible, but is slightly faster. Can chase down mine drops, which is perhaps its only purpose. Now we have Templar Archives, Robotics Facility, as well as a Robo Bay on the way, same time +2. So Drogo's getting every tech building in the game at the same time. Cool to see. Also very expensive and exposes yourself to a bit of a timing attack. I mean, if you're investing this much into crap that doesn't really fight, yes, the next push is going to be difficult to hold. Luckily, the next push does not include ghosts yet. This is just going to be a 1-1 timing attack with a bunch of mines. And against this type of play... Oh my god, I love this Zealot run by. No, terrible Zealot run by. Walked into mines. Ugh. God, Zealots suck. Shouldn't have done that. Yeah, that wasn't it. I love being capable of judging situations after they happen and then having my value You know, being like, oh, that was a bad move. Predictions are for losers. You just do evaluations of the move after, and you can never be wrong. That was a bad blink, for example. But if I before would have said, I think a blink in would have been correct here, and then he blinks in and is completely incorrect, yeah, you look like an idiot. Only evaluations, that's all you do. Never predict anything. Okay, 4 zealots here, being sent around the left-hand side. And this is a move that Drogo is going to struggle with, because he has an army that is kind of conditioned to stay together. He wants this army to stay together. It's strong when it's together. Now he needs to recall half of his army to this top side, but I don't even think that is enough army. I think you can fight this HeroMarine. That's probes. That's not more zealots. These probes did look a little bit like zealots, I have to admit it. I also got tricked there for a millisecond. I think that HeroMarine, with the help of these 4 medevacts as well, definitely could have fought here. There was some sustain in this army, that's for sure. 151 supply right now for HeroMarine. Has a very low army on the right side. And 4 zealots make their way in. Whoop, we'll take out a couple of these workers perhaps. It is 4 base against 3 base right now. Upgrades also better for Drogo, so... Despite perhaps not the greatest trades in the past few minutes, Drogo is still in a playable position. And maybe I would even say that he's ahead. We have a prism on the way as well. That means that zealot warpins in the main base are going to be an issue. There's no vision on the edge. No depots have been built on the edge. Huge mistake here out of HeroMarine, as the depots behind the mineral line don't actually contribute anything, while depots on the edge contribute a lot when it comes to vision. Second forge on the way, as well as double disruptor production right now. Vision looks fantastic here. For Drogo, pylon on the right side, pylons on the left side. Stalker over here on the high ground knows when things are happening in the middle because of that as well. This is just great stuff. It really is just great stuff all around. So much vision here for Drogo. Would love if this observer would just move over here as well for some added in vision. This bunker is going to get taken out, or at least the SCV that was building the bunker gets taken out. A couple more zealots make their way over towards the natural base. We have a probe joining the party as well. I'm not quite sure what Perry the probe is doing here, but... dying, maybe. He's harassing SCVs. Well, that did not work out whatsoever. And he gets taken out. Very unfortunate. Happens to the best. I think a drop might have just gotten cleaned up on the left side. No, they probably pulled back. This is what happens when you zoom into probes. Bad things happen at the same time. Dark Shrine as well as... Ooh, this is not... I do not think this is a good plan. Wait, no predictions. Let's first see if it kills this command center. No, it's a lot of zealots that are going to be going down. This is an aggressive move, not completely necessary. You're already investing in... I think he invested in a prism just earlier. Must have died already. But still, a prism, you could just rebuild a prism, or you could just wait for the Dark Shrine to finish, which is going to be kind of your designated harassment unit. You're on a very high gas count. The only thing you need to do right now, Drogo, is just stay alive for a little bit longer. Your time to shine comes in a couple of minutes from now. This base is really exposed. EMP. Oh, battery's going to get taken out. No super battery in this fight. This base might just end up falling if HeroMarine decides to target it down. And I do believe he's not planning on targeting it down. At the same time, we have a large army coming towards the left side as well. Will most likely cancel that 5th base. EMP's hitting hard. Disruptor's not hitting anything whatsoever. 130 supply against 185. And I think HeroMarine has just gotten a massive dub here. A massive win. Wait, is there no thermal lance? Oh no! Oh, that's an important upgrade to forget. I was wondering why these Colossi looked so useless. I'm already not a huge fan of Colossi, but without thermal lens, they're completely powerless. Big drop in towards the main base, cannon gets taken out, gates are going to get depowered, and there is a recall available, but I don't think it's going to be good enough. DTs are here, but the scan is also here, providing vision. Every single Dark Templar is going to get taken out. 8, 9, no, just 8 workers are going to die, and I think that Drogo might have just lost the game accidentally. It's 2-2 upgrades against 3-1. It is +1 ship weapons. Double starport producing units. There are 8 barracks out as well. And we see the orbital lift up to take a 5th base right now. These medevacts are still alive. Could potentially head in towards the 4th base. Could also once again drop in towards the main base. Here comes the Phoenix. Look at this bully. Useless. At the same time, Vikings taking out Colossi here in the... Well, what was this? The 4th? Was this the 3rd? No, this was the 3rd. Line base is always the 3rd for all these other Protoss players that aren't called Harstem. And this Colossi is going to fall as well. Disruptors. Ooh, what is that? How is that even on your keyboard? What keys do you need to press for this G? I bet this is some Greek thing, and people, some nerds in the comments are going to call me out for not knowing the Greek alphabet. I'm sorry, my friends. It is what it is. All right, 1-1 is the score right now, and we'll be heading into our final game of this best of 3. And for the final game of this best of 3, we're over here on Hardwire. Hardwire is one of these maps where you look at it and you go, this is beautiful. I love the way the mineral patches look. I love the way the little doodads are on this map. Look at these doodads, for example. Never quite sure what they're, just a bunch of boxes. Actually, it seems like there's almost an entrance here. I'm not sure if that's an entrance or something else. Could be like a doghouse maybe for like some space dogs. Wouldn't that be cool? You can put your Zerglings in there if you want to. I wonder if Terrans ever tried to domesticate Zerglings. It wouldn't surprise me. Terrans are pretty idiotic. If you're not sure, or if you don't think so, then be sure to check out the Heart of the Swarm campaign. I think it's the first mission, where Terrans show their true idiocy. Ooh, Reactor first, Reaper Marine. This is a build order. Actually, it's a real build order. It's also the type of build order you see and you go, ooh, what's the actual purpose of this? It's actually pretty obvious, and we'll discuss it after this SCV probe fight ends. So here right now, Drogo sees a Marine and is going to send his first 2 units across the map. As the first 2 units make their way across the map, the Reaper is going to go around, jump into the main base, and be there before the 3rd unit pops. So you have basically a 10, 12, 15, 30, a very long window, 30-second window, 20-second window, depending even if there's going to be a 3rd unit or not, where you have nothing at home, and there's a Reaper in your main base, and that's an issue. And that's not a small issue, let me tell you that much. Especially if this Reaper is controlled by a top Terran. Now, this was controlled by a bronze level player, and you could probably just surround it with the probes, or the Reaper would still be standing over here in the little corner, forgetting to actually use it. But here, take a look at this. HeroMarine taking out 1, 2 workers already. He's going to get a 3rd one as well. And on top of that, also could have gotten... No, he got the scout. Not could have gotten. Got the scout. And almost gets out. I was going to say gets out, but he almost got out. He didn't survive. That's 3 workers and a full scout for a unit that is not supposed to do anything. Like, that's a unit that on a good day gets a scout and then dies. Like, that is the purpose of the Reaper. But this was a very good investment here for HeroMarine. It's going to follow this up with... Ooh, I love this mine position. This is the type of mine position that 99 of the Protoss players will fall for. It's like the ads you get on sketchy websites, you know? 99% of Protoss players do not see this mine and fly their Oracle into it. Which one are you? And you get to try with your Oracle, and you fly into it every single time. It's not gonna happen actually, is it? Lame. Second Oracle is on the way already. Oh, no, Drogo, please don't. Please don't. Did he see that? It's difficult to spot, no? It's actually crazy. That's a very optimistic mind there. It's like maybe he doesn't pay attention to his Oracle for 15 seconds and I can burrow under him. Like installing a landmine under someone while they're standing there. It's like, you have to be real slow in the head to not understand what's going on. Actually, I don't know how quick the process of installing a landmine is. Maybe it's really quick. You can do it in like 15 seconds or so. If someone is just, you know, they're standing in line waiting at the DMV, you know, boom! Landmine underneath them. It could be possible, but I doubt it for some reason. Probably need to dig a hole as well. Don't think there's actual dirt in the DMV. Never been to a DMV. Don't even have a driver's license. Don't own a car either. Don't need a driver's license if you don't own a car. This type of high-level thinking I need in my life. And I have in my life. Triple Oracle, once again. Same opener. Now, I love the opener the first 2 times. But the 3rd time, it feels like the opponent is going to be so well prepared for all the little... It isn't just the opener, right? It is the way that you use the opener. And I think this is something that is sometimes a little bit underrated. Is that during a best of 3, you can really get a good grasp of the tricks that someone likes to use with a build order, right? So if someone always loves to open Raven and then send it towards the 3rd base, and they do that 3 times in a best of 3, I'm a guarantee you I'll have my Stalkers parked in this exact area the 3rd game. Like, I know it's going to arrive at the 3rd base. I'm going to be ready there the 3rd time in a row, you know? And it's the same with these oracles. You know, if these oracles every single time that the 3-Rex move out goes on the map, they try to go in and kill stuff, maybe this time there's going to be a mine randomly left behind near a refinery, or you're going to leave some extra units behind just to deal with it. Like, you need to switch it up. And this is why I wouldn't have minded right now if we saw some random stasis on the map, because we haven't seen many stasis yet on the map, and it's one of these things that can trick your opponent pretty well. You just need to switch it up sometimes. And that's not really what's happening. Well, it's not entirely true, because we do have charge rather than blink. So that is definitely a switch up. And I like that because there's 2 tanks. Blink is great against mines, and charge is great against tanks. Now there's also a large marine count, and marines are quite good against charge lots. Marauders are better against stalkers, obviously. This is not a fight that Drogo can take. Oh, he wants to feedback that bad boy, huh? You're not gonna feedback that bad boy. It's not possible, I think. Well, maybe it's possible. Need a good revelation, though, ahead of time. Does he see where that... Does not see where the Raven is. 2 turrets are going to be put down right now. Guardian Shield. We need Force Field. That's a bad Force Field. Oracles dealing quite some damage as well against these Marines. Perhaps could start targeting down these tanks right now, though. Yep, there we go. Zealots push everything back, and then these Oracles start fighting at tanks. This was a really bad fight. Auto turrets dealt so much damage. These tanks dealt so much damage, and it felt like the supply for Drogo just wasn't high enough. Now he's going back in again. Oracle gets taken out. Only a single Oracle remaining. The Raven also stays alive. Both Medevacs stay alive. So if we look at this from an assets perspective, before this fight there were 3 Oracles, 2 Medevacs and a Raven. Now there's 2 Oracles and still 2 Medevacs and a Raven. So there's 1 Oracle, 2 Medevacs and a Raven. So 2 Oracles have gone down, and that is a unit that is difficult to rebuild because you can't really justify the cost, but it's just super nice to have those units. So yeah, it sucks, is what I'm trying to say. This was bad for Drogo. Despite the supply being relatively close, it feels like he's in a very unsure position. On top of that, when you're opening charge against this type of opener, you want to crush that first push, because you're playing a momentum-based style. If you can't quickly transition out of it, which seems difficult because the gases are just now going down, what you will need is to actually have some type of map control, force your opponent to stay home. But that's not the case whatsoever. Drogo cannot force his opponent to stay home. There's already an armory on the way. There's going to be perhaps even a second... Oh, there already is a second eBay. Ghost Academy will be delayed, as we will see a heavier emphasis right now on these upgrades. Wait, is this the first Robo? Yeah, okay, this is an issue. A Robo Bay is going to finish so late that... Oh, beautiful mine spot. 2 mines taking out 3 zealots there. That's some beautiful stuff. Raven is going to move in towards the 3rd base here. And that's going to pull this army out of position. 1 auto turret gets placed over here at the 3rd. Another auto turret will be placed in the natural. At the same time, we have a double drop heading towards where potentially the 4th base could be. Big scanning towards the main base. Sees there's a battery there. Battery will be taken out. We will need better army splits here, Drogo. We will need better army splits. Good pickup out of HeroMarine. 4th base on the way already as well. Armory has finished up, but 2-2 hasn't started yet, or at least +2 attack hasn't started yet. We do have the eBay available for it, so I'm a little bit surprised by that. 2nd Forge coming out here for Drogo. Robo Bay still hasn't even started yet. Prism is on the way. If Ghost actually were out on the map right now, this army would freaking melt like butter. Butter melts fast. Leave that in the sun for a couple of hours. You have a lot of melted butter. Although that sounds like a good time, it really isn't. Trust me. Battery's going to get taken out. This army went largely unspotted. Robo gets killed. Luckily, the Robo Bay already went down, so that is actually kind of helpful. There's still 1 Oracle that can help dealing with these mines as well. We have a 4 medevac drop, though, heading towards the main base, and there's no vision whatsoever on the right side. Here comes the Oracle, sees the 4 medevac drop heading in. Drogo is caught completely out of position, though, and is going to have to use a massive warp in here. All of these zealots will get taken out before they even finish warping in. The Oracle gets blasted as well. That means there's currently no detection whatsoever. Mine shoots, 9 workers go down. Cannon gets constructed, but this mine will get to shoot once more. These 2 mines are also ready to go again. Poof. Big hit there. There's still no fort base here for Drogo. Fort base already landing for HeroMarine, who is maxed right now, who has 2-2 on the way, and who's getting his Ghost Academy as well. Is getting the first few ghosts out. Extra barracks are being constructed. HeroMarine in a fantastic position at this point, and don't think you can drop into this area. Let's take a look at what this mine is going to achieve. 2 more worker kills, and then sadly the mine is going to fall, but this game feels pretty over, honestly. I mean, double disruptor, it's nice, and disruptors are good. You can sometimes do something with them, but if you're down 60, 70 supply, yeah, it's just going to be very hard. It's just going to be very hard. Blink is useful as well, but there's no map control, there's no map vision, there's no possibility of damage here. Oh my god, these zealots are just going to keep running into these mines, aren't they? 2 and 1 kill respectively already. Another problem with disruptors is that it makes splitting your army so difficult. If they just boost into this, that would be sick. And you'll literally need to kill like 7 marauders per shot. But instead he gets a mine with 2 shots. That's not a very good shot to kill ratio. Army moves towards the third base side, and that means the main base is now exposed. There's nothing left in the main. HeroMarine not quite controlling his army yet, but here we go with the stim. Zealots will get taken out quickly. Lots of marines in this army, lots of damage output. 4 probes already going down at the same time. This is moving in. Mines are going to settle in a good position. Oh my god. Hitting the triangle spot there. All mines will go down, but at the same time moving into a very, very powerful spot with a big, big choke. Ooh, Archons on top of this ramp actually dealing way more damage than they should. But look at the money here for HeroMarine. 3k in the bank basically. And start spending it at this point. I mean, he was maxed before, so he couldn't really spend it too well before this. This game is absolutely over right now. Archons are being taken out. Disruptors are being sniped as well. And this is game over, Drogo. It is officially time to leave right now. GG gets called with 76 supply left. And that means that HeroMarine wins the series with a 2-1 score. That's going to be it for me today. Thanks all so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. And I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Thank you and bye-bye.